all my friends from teaching fraternity and dear students. I'm really thrilled that I have come here to speak on this topic of how to establish an effective communication. Speaking with young minds, vibrant children is always a welcome step for me. Yes, I always enjoy. Actually, this is, I would say, my second or third time I am coming to junior college wing. The topic that I am going to speak on is effective communication, how to establish it, how to attain it with the audience. My friend said ki I'm going to guide, but actually I won't guide. This is not any guidance. This is just a dialogue. So we will have a dialogue because then a kind of equality comes in between you and me. Guidance is made from some upper position. Somebody one who is really of that height, somebody who really has got that status can guide. But I feel now there are two kind of audiences in front of me, the teachers and the students. My focal audience is students. So whatever I am going to speak, it is meant for you. It is not meant for my brothers and sisters, my colleagues. Yes. So I won't take care of them. I will take care of you only. That is why they also have to consider that it is not for them, it is for you. Already they are teachers, they know basic lessons of communication. They know many more things about communication. Actually, they can also engage this lecture, but they just wanted me to come here so that I could meet them, and that is why this today's program is taking place. I will speak for some 30-40 minutes. Already the time has been given to me. I will try to be within time. There are a few questions that I will address. First of all, what is communication? Why do we communicate? How do we get along in communication? Next point. And the last one is how we can establish an effective communication. Yes, what is communication? Why do we communicate? How do we get along? And what should we do? These are very basic questions moving around the topic of communication. Because of the time constraint, because the time is limited, I really cannot go into all the details. Actually, the theory of communication is really vaster one. It is deeper one, and I would say even 1 day or 2 days seminar or workshop will also be limited time frame. There are subjects in universities, communication skills. There are papers on this. So for entire year, this topic is taught. In the beginning only, let us get clarity about language and communication. We get confused between the two. We feel that language does mean communication and communication does mean language. They are one and the same for us. But there is a basic difference. Language is something we speak. Communication is something we make. A madman roaming on the road speaks language. He babbles. He babbles, he speaks anything. So he is using language. He is not making any communication. Before we go to sleep, we write diary. I also write my diary. And everybody should try to write diary. In your age, you should write diary. So when we write diary as to what happened throughout the day, so I note down, and it is for my record. It is for my expression. That is not communication. Because I am not communicating with anybody. I am just recording my thoughts, recording my memories. When there is exam, many people, they go to temples, they pray to God. Oh God, please let there come a simpler paper. Please let me recall everything that I have done. I also used to do when I was a student. There is one very interesting incident that happened with me when there was paper and it was a difficult one. Already I had prepared and I was revolving in the wrong direction. Generally people go in one particular direction. I was revolving the paper in the wrong direction, and somebody told me, "Yeah, you are moving in the wrong way. This is not the way you should do." So when we do this, when we communicate with God, that is not communication; it is using language. So there is difference between using language and making communication. If we have to understand exactly what is communication, then I would say communication is between at least two people. Minimum there should be two people, and maximum there can be any number. On that basis, we can say yes, communication is happening. Some meaningful message, some meaningful sharing, knowledge, information is taking place, is transacting. That is communication. Right? For example, now I'm speaking with you people. Right? I'm talking about communication skills, effective communication skills. So this is communication. When for the first time you must have come to college, your teachers must have talked to you. They must have guided you how to fill the form, where to deposit the money, where to find your library. That was a communication. When I'm speaking with you, this is interpersonal communication. This is interpersonal communication. When your teachers guided you, that was also interpersonal communication. One-to-one talk. You must be in group. There must be one teacher or two teachers. They must be having communication with you. That is also interpersonal. Sometimes there is group communication. For example, one task is given to you. The 4 or 5 people, they will sit together in a round, and they will discuss on a topic whether digital learning is effective or classroom learning is effective. Now people will have their different opinions. Some will say that digital learning is more effective. There is no wastage of time, and the atmosphere, climate is under your control. Some might say that actual learning, coming to class is alright. This is how communication will go in a group. That is group communication, interpersonal group. Likewise, there is also organizational communication. Now, we teachers, we work in one organization. You are also part of this organization. And we have a communication amongst us. There is a communication amongst us. Sometimes college communicates with the board communicates with the college, principal communicates with you, the fraternity, or the fraternity, if it has some complaint, communicates it to the principal. That is organizational communication. Organizational communication has got a pattern, a structure, and within structure it goes. We can compare interpersonal with organization, interpersonal with group. There is one more communication, mass communication. We watch television, we watch news, that is mass communication. Communication is being made, which is flowing to masses, to a larger number of people. Radio is a medium of mass communication. These are different types of communication. In short, I just tried to figure out what is communication and what are its types. Now if I ask you, out of these 4 types, which communication you make more often? Whether you make interpersonal, group, organizational or mass. Which communication you make more? That is interpersonal. You talk with your friends, you talk with your parents, with your teachers. We share emotions and everything. We share knowledge, information. That is interpersonal communication. Let us move to the second topic. I'm really rushing through the topics. I'm not really lingering onto some favorite topics. The second question is, why do we make communication? What is the need of making communication? We are speaking animal. We speak. We use language. We communicate. That is our psychological need. Communication is our psychological need. But exactly what do we obtain? What do we achieve out of communicating? Whether any point comes out, anything significant happens. Now for example, maybe Perhaps my friend got a scholarship to study abroad at Princeton University or some renowned university in America, and he comes to see me. So I'm very happy. I'm happy my friend has got scholarship to study abroad. What would I say? I would say many congratulations to you. It is such a great news that you got a prestigious scholarship, and now you will get a greater exposure. You will get to know what America is. You will get to know what that Princeton University is. It is renowned university. It comes in the some first 10 universities. So I'm so happy I can't tell you. I'm really falling short of words. This is my dialogue with my friend. Now what did I do? I expressed my feelings. I expressed my happiness. Every day we do this. We do it, but we do not know exactly this. It varies according to people. It varies. How you give expression to your feelings, it varies. Some people speak in few words. Congratulations. Just one word. Some people, they are very elaborate. They go long. Yes, some people don't congratulate, don't do anything. They express their feelings by their facial expressions. Their facial expressions are such that the other person understands whether this person is happy or unhappy. So there are ways to express your feelings. We use language, we use body language, we use gestures. It's the same one, body language, signs. When we go on the road and we have to cross the road, that time there is a signal system, and that communicates to you. So communication is happening everywhere. Communication is happening by you, by others, by system. Everywhere there is communication. Without communication, our world will paralyze. We will get confused. Everything there will be anarchy. Anarchy does mean anabondisa karva. It's an anarchic situation. If we don't communicate, there will be anarchy. Now exactly कुठं आपण कम्युनिकेशन नाही केलं तर अनार्की होईल. सगळीकडे फॅमिली पासून अनार्की आहे if you don't communicate. Communication begins from your family, begins from your parents. It begins from that point and it goes up to your nation, even beyond nation, across the world. सगळीकडे कम्युनिकेशन. आपण कम्युनिकेशन करणारे जीव आहोत. We make communication. So communication is really a very serious topic for us, right? The third question is, how do we go along communication? How do we handle it? Whether we handle it the way it should be handled, or whether we handle it just without thinking, thoughtlessly. Whether we give a thought to our communication, whether we think and then speak, or whether we speak without bothering. Many times there happen arguments, there happen quarrels, people come to blows. They come to blows. Yes, they catch each other's collars, and they come very close to slapping and beating. Sometimes they do. There is no communication, there is no proper communication, and that is why such kind of incidences take place. When people fall short of language, they come to blows. When they don't have language with them, they start fighting. When you have many words with you, when you have a good language with you, you will never quarrel with anybody. You will have diverse ways to tackle that situation, to tackle that person. Language is really very, very essential. Language has its own importance. Now there must be the students of science, commerce, arts. The students of arts, they think language is their concern. Students of commerce, they feel to some extent language is their concern. And the students of science think language is not important, formula is important. So these are myths. M-Y-T-H, myth. Myth does mean a story, created story that doesn't have basis. So for whom language is important, deciding that is a myth. Deciding that is essentialism. Essentialism म्हणजे हे असं लागतंच, ते तसं नसायलाच पाहिजे, हा ॲटिट्यूड. The essentialist attitude in case of language is bad. There can't be essentialism. Language is essential for one and all. प्रत्येकाला भाषा महत्त्वाची. असं वर्गात एकही नसेल की ज्याला असं वाटतं की मला खूप चांगलं नाही बोलायचं आहे लाईफमध्ये, मला नाही आवडत चांगलं छान बोललेलं, आय डोंट लाईक स्पीकिंग गुड. प्रत्येकाच्या मनात खूप खूप लहानपणापासून ही स्वप्न असतं, मला इतकं सुंदर बोलता आलं पाहिजे, इतकं छान फ्लोवी आणि असं कनेक्ट होता आलं पाहिजे की बाकीचे एकदम खुश झाले पाहिजे, त्यांना खूप छान वाटलं पाहिजे. असं प्रत्येकाला वाटतं, प्रत्येक चाइल्डला, प्रत्येक मोठ्याला, प्रत्येक म्हाताऱ्याला. एव्हरीबडी फील्स दॅट. लाईफ टाईम हे वाटत राहतं मला खूप छान बोलता आलं पाहिजे, लाईफ टाईम. सगळं एंड होतं तो पण वाटतं की भाषा, लँग्वेज इज सो रिलेटेड टू यू, लँग्वेज इज सो मच युअर पार्ट. यू आर लँग्वेज. You are language. You think, you speak, you write, you dream, you imagine, you argue, you do everything with language. We use language for making communication. We use language for making communication, but now here from the problems occur. Problems do come in. Let us identify what are our problems. Identifying the problem is the first stage. We never go to that, and we directly go to the second and third stage. We never try to figure out what are my problems. When you will know your problems, very easily solutions will emerge. Solutions will also emerge when you understand your problems. So try to understand what are your problems of language. Now I will speak in general terms. I won't take one single individual or some people. I will speak in general terms. It is a case of Indians. We are not much in habit of speaking. Indians are not much in habit of speaking. Now this is generalization. Maybe this is my superstition. माझी अंधश्रद्धा असेल. पण ही अंधश्रद्धा बऱ्याच वेळा पाहतो की आपण जास्त बोलत नाही, बोलण्याची सवय आपल्याला नसते. बरं मी विचार करून पाहिला की काय अडचण असेल, व्हॉट मस्ट बी द रिझन की वाय पीपल डोंट स्पीक मच. देन आय वुड से द स्ट्रक्चर इन विच वी लिव, दॅट स्ट्रक्चर इज द प्रॉब्लम. बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट वी आर नॉट मच इन हॅबिट ऑफ स्पीकिंग. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, देर इज अ काइंड ऑफ हायरार्किकल स्ट्रक्चर एव्हरीवेअर. देर इज हायरार्की इन फॅमिली, चिल्ड्रन, देन मदर, फादर, grandparents. There is a hierarchy, and hierarchy believes in silence. Hierarchy believes ki be silent, don't speak. So that hierarchical ladder, hierarchical structure there is in family. Same structure you find outside also. When you go out, there is hierarchical structure in a village. Some people are more important, and below them the line goes on until the bottom. Go to district, go to region, everywhere you will find hierarchical structure. So because of this, I would say ki we are not much in habit of speaking. We speak very less. I would compare this case with American setup. In America, for example, if you go to ice cream shop here in India, what do you do generally? When you go to an ice cream shop, you simply just scan all the flavors. You run your eye over all the flavors and you just indicate, give me this. What is your dialogue? Give me this. The question is, or next question is, how much? An answer comes. Your communication is over. This communication is not proper communication. This is a very curt, C-U-R-D. Curt means very brief and unpleasant. It is unpleasant and brief. That other person, what will the other person say? Nothing. The other person will be very mum and will simply hand you over the things. You will take, you will collect your ice cream and you make away from there. This will happen in India. If you go to America, now I have listened this and I have seen it in some movies also. Personally, I didn't go there, but this case is interesting. When you go to America, when you go to the shop, first of all you greet, good morning uncle, good afternoon uncle. The answer comes, very good morning beta. How can I help you? What do you want? Then your say is, yeah, I want a strawberry flavored ice cream. Oh, strawberry flavor, it is my favorite flavor. I also love strawberry flavor. But along with strawberry, this butterscotch is also wonderful. Huh? Means my daughter loves it very much. You decide what you want. This much dialogue will happen between them. Both the parties there, they will speak long. आपण म्हणू की एवढा वेळ नाही माझ्याकडे. पण मग सोशल हार्मनीचं काय? व्हॉट अबाउट द सोशल हार्मनी? त्यांची सोसायटी ती बिलीव्ह करते की आपण एकाच सोसायटीचा भाग आहोत. आपण एकमेकांशी खूप छान बोललं पाहिजे. ओळखीचं नसेल तरी पण गुड मॉर्निंग गुड आफ्टरनून केलं पाहिजे. म्हातारे असेल तर काय चाललंय विचारलं पाहिजे. अशी सोसायटी दॅट इट इज देअर सोसायटी. If there are elders and if they have children, then they stop to the child and they speak with the child, even though they do not know the child. They speak with children. आपण करतो लहान मुलांशी, आपणही करतो. आपण फक्त हाय वगैरे करून देतो. म्हणजे तेवढे चांगले आहोत आपण नॉट बॅड, वी आर नॉट बॅड. आपणही करतो. लहान मुलांच्या बाबतीतली केस खरंच वेगळी आहे. We speak with them. We really get happy. We are happy to look at them, as we get happy to look at flowers. We get happy at pleasant sights. Children are pleasant sight. Now, first thing was ki we don't speak. Second thing is we don't, even though we don't speak long. We don't go long. Right? For example, now when we get into communication with somebody, we ask that child, are you from Jalgaon? The answer is, yes. Second question, Jalgaon is a wonderful place. I really like Jalgaon. Can you tell something about Jalgaon? Jalgaon is a good place. These are the answers. These are our answers. Yes, no, no. Now, we really do not establish communication. What possible answer can be given to the first question? Are you from Jalgaon? What possible answer? एक long answer देऊन बघा बरं. कोणी देऊ शकेल आता? Are you from Jalgaon?
Yes, I am from Jalgaon. And our city is known as Banana City. And also one heritage that name is Ajanta is nearby our city, up to 50 kilometers.
Yes, fine. So this is the answer. This is hierarchy. No, hierarchy stops here. जेव्हा कोणी बोलतात आपल्याकडे लहानपणापासून असं म्हटलंय, कमी बोलत झालं. So this, the structure is such. This structure is not bad. It is an evolving structure. आपलं structure bad नाही. आपण evolve होतोय. आपण अजूनही इव्हॉल्व होतोय. लँग्वेज वापरणारा समाज म्हणून, भाषा वापरणारा समाज म्हणून आपण इव्हॉल्व होतो. भाषा ही सगळ्यांच्या आनंदासाठी, सामाजिक सौहार्दासाठी असते असा पण विश्वास नाही. आता कॅम्पसवर बघा तुम्ही, सौहार्द कसं असतं भाषेमध्ये. शिव्या लिंबू, they use abuses. There are some offensive words and those words they use. So you people, you should be very sensitive. Really be sensitive. Don't refer to private parts. Don't use bad language. How is your surrounding outside? Now that is not in our hand. Where I live, that is not really in our hand. Whatever that be, but take care of your language. Don't harm. Don't abuse. Don't hurt. That care we can take. That is also part of communication. So how do we get along with communication? That we are seeing. We don't speak, we speak. Very short, curt answers are given. And another point is, if there is one problem, that problem is, I don't know, I quit. That approach. The approach is in double inverted comma. I don't know, I quit. there is a beautiful story. In that story, see, it is a school, religious school, dharmik shala hai, where monks, they get the education. Monks go and they take the education. So a new monk, new student comes in that school and enrolls. So the school is very strict. It has got some rules. One rule is, throughout year nobody should speak. Throughout the year nobody should speak, and once in a year you will get chance to speak 2 words. So that student enrolls, studies, goes through all the things. 1 year is over, and now the time comes, annual gathering. All the children gather in hall, and there is chief priest. Chief priest is there. Chief priest asks, so 1 year is over, what are those precious 2 words you want to speak? The new monk says, bed hard. Bed hard. Chief priest says, okay, no problem. Again, second year continues. Second year passes by. Second year is over. Again, the same meeting. This time, the chief priest asks, what are those beautiful 2 words you want to speak? Food, bad. So, second year is over. Third year is over. And in the third year, again the same question. And the answer is, I quit. I quit. So this is really a problem. This is our problem. First of all, we find faults. The chief priest wanted some positive answer. What I learned, how I felt, what problems came in. But that monk points out the fault. Second year, the same. In the third year also, the same thing he does. In case of English, we also do the same. Now my point is, if we use language for communication, and I'm particularly focusing on English, I'm not focusing on other languages. Actually, one can speak in any language. Every language is beautiful. Every language has got career. And through every language, you can communicate wonderfully, and you can be a wonderful human being. Not necessarily only English makes you a personality. That is really not the thing. Now the point that we make in English is, from first standard to 10th, we study English. And when somebody asks us, what is your situation? Or how are you in English? We say, I don't know much. I'm using 3-4 words. I'm not using 2 words. My English is not good. Up to 12th, again the same question. Nothing. After you go to graduation, post-graduation, the same question is asked, and you say, I don't think I will ever speak in English. I quit. And we quit. We really live studying it. So this is really a very sad state of affairs. This is really not a good thing to do. Never leave the language. Never leave any language. Already we have very few languages that we use. Our first language, second language, and third language. Nothing beyond that. We speak only 3 languages. Some people speak 4. Very few go to 5 and beyond. Now I said first language. I didn't use the term mother tongue, because mother tongue is an outdated concept. One has to use first language. How come it is outdated? Now imagine a case. There is a mother, she is Maharashtrian. She marries one Haryanvi person. She lives in Haryana. She speaks Marathi, but the child speaks Haryanvi. Now which is the mother tongue? Which one is the mother tongue? So one may say Haryanvi is the mother tongue, but that is father tongue. That is not mother tongue. So now in today's scenario, populations are moving so much. People are moving from one place to another. People are marrying out of caste, out of religion. So many things are happening. The movement of population is rampant, is on larger scale. That is why this concept has become outdated. Otherwise, it was relevant earlier. Now it is not relevant. So we speak our first language, we speak our second language. Some people must be comfortable in English. That is their second language. Some people must be comfortable in Hindi. So Hindi is their second language. And third language might be vice versa. So this is how our linguistic choices, language choices are such. Already we speak very few languages. That is why I earnestly appeal you, I ask you not to drop practicing any language. Don't drop practicing. Continue all the languages. Try to become an enhanced person in all these languages. You should be expert in all. Correct? Now, the very first thing, some strategies. I move to the last question now. I think, what time is it? Still there is time, no? So, 1:15. So I'll continue for just 10-15 minutes because short is always sweet. I won't engage for more. The last question is, what strategies we should adopt for establishing good communication? What should we do for obtaining good communication? Speak. First thing is speak. You should speak. Speak in English. Try to make a point. I have to use English when I'm in college or maybe when I'm with my 4 friends, because we are a group and we have decided every day from 10 to 11, from 11 to 12, something. In this time frame, necessarily, compulsorily, we will speak in English. Decide this rule for yourself. Make this rule for yourself. Form a group of like-minded people. Like-minded means the way I think, they also think the same. That kind of group. Have a group of like-minded people. Deliberately speak in this language for some time. Maintain a notebook. In that notebook, you should write down words every day. Now the question is which dictionary to buy and how to write down words. Every individual has a doubt, a confusion in this regard. In this regard, in this regard, everybody has got some problem. So I would say it is like Harry Potter's case. Harry Potter's case सारखं की कोणती छडी त्याला सूट होते ती त्याने त्याच्यात बघून घे. त्या जादूच्या दुकानात गेलं पुस्तकांच्या की कोणती छडी तुम्हाला सूट होते ती तुम्हीच बघून घ्या. कोणती डिक्शनरी उघडल्यावर मला बरं वाटतंय, मला माझीच भाषा कोणतरी मला समजावून सांगते असं मला वाटतं ही डिक्शनरी ती आपण तो जाडू आपला त्याच्यावर बसायचं बघून जायचं. कोणी जर रेकमेंड करत असेल की ऑक्सफर्ड डिक्शनरी इज बेस्ट वन, मी म्हणेन की हा इसेन्शियलिझम, पुन्हा इसेन्शियलिझम झाला, हीच विकत घेतली पाहिजे, हेच केलं पाहिजे. रिअली दॅट कॅन नेवर हॅपन. एव्हरीथिंग डझंट सूट टू एव्हरीबडी. Something suit to you, something don't suit to you. Have your own dictionary, have a notebook, open at any page, read both the pages, find out your words. The words you find are useful, write them down. And this is how continue your practice. Don't just stop at writing, revise them frequently, twice, thrice, at least 3 times. The words should be revised. Automatically 70-80% words will become your property. They will become your words, your vocabulary. This is how one does with vocabulary. Now I'm reading words, I'm reading some grammar book. I'm also writing diary at night. Again, second time I'm repeating, do write diary. This is really a very wonderful habit, very helpful habit. Write diary. So you will be using the same words there. New words. Right? Again, when you come to college and when you are in group, you will use the same words with your friends, and this becomes a kind of routine. Set this routine. Again, I take you back to vocabulary. How to understand, how to figure out which words I have to do, there is one beautiful website, oxfordenglishlearners.com. This is a website, oxfordenglishlearners.com. There is a words list, my words list. Just scroll down, go below. There is my words list. Click on that. There will appear one PDF or web page. Then there will be list. There will be words. Just beside 3 lines are there. Filters. Click on the filters, and there are levels A1, A2, B1, B2, C, hard level. So you can select only C and unselect the others. फक्त C वर क्लिक करा, बाकीचे अनसिलेक्ट करा. प्रेस करा, फक्त कठीण शब्द आहेत. तुम्हाला वाटलं हे कठीण आहे, B2 ला जा, थोडे सोपे. B2 चे शब्द बघा, तिथं प्रोनाउन्सिएशन पण दिलंय. आपल्याला पूर्वी हा प्रश्न राहायचा, हा शब्द मी कसा प्रोनाउन्स करू. नाउ यू आर लकी that website or the rest of the sources, resources, they help you, right? They help you, and you know the pronunciation very easily. You know the pronunciation. 2 pronunciations are given, British, American. पुन्हा याच्यात प्रश्न येतो की मग ब्रिटिश करू की अमेरिकन करू. आपण दोघं करायचे. त्यातलं आपल्याला जे आठवेल ज्या क्षणाला ते वापरायचं. आपण काय हा मत्ता ब्रिटिशांना दिलेला नाहीये की आम्ही तुमचं प्रोनाउन्सिएशन घेऊ. जरी आपण ऑफिशियली करिक्युलममध्ये अकॅडमिक्समध्ये ॲडमिट केलं आहे, आपण ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश वापरतो, पण आता आपण हळूहळू दोघं वापरतो. आपल्याला कम्फर्टेबल वाटेल तिथे जातं. सो नो वन सिलेक्शन. बरं, हे फक्त मुलांसाठी आहे. टीचर्स म्हणतात की असं नको ब्रिटिशन बरं असतं. सो दॅट इज फॉर लर्निंग, दॅट इज ऑल राईट, बट इन ॲक्च्युअल यूज now American English is widely used. That is why we must know the pronunciation. So oxfordenglishlearners.com, that is a wonderful website. There is one more website, bbclearningenglish.com. bbclearningenglish.com. It is an app. You can download the app or you can go to the website. Both the options are there. Now BBC Learning English is an authentic website, and there are many videos, many situations, simulated situations, तयार केलेल्या situations आहेत, simulated. जसे बँकेत आपण गेल्यानंतर एक situation actually आपण जगतो, तशी simulated तिथे आहे. कॉलेज काउंटरला, ॲडमिशन काउंटरला एक वास्तवात आपण जगतो, करतो, तसे simulated situations तिथे आहेत. So when you watch these videos, you learn better. Many times people, they recommend watch English movies. I never recommend that. And personally, मी जेव्हा इंग्लिश मूव्हीज पाहतो ना, मला जास्त कळत नाही. तो एक प्रॉब्लेम आहे. हा प्रॉब्लेम मला लक्षात आला आहे. मला तो शोधावा लागेल काय अडचण. तुमचे प्रॉब्लेम तुम्हाला कळले की सोल्युशन सापडतात. तर या प्रॉब्लेमवर नंतर काम करायचं. मात्र फॉर यू पीपल, वॉच or use that oxfordenglishlearning.com, learningenglish.com. These are 2 resources which come to my mind at this point. And I ask you people, when you go home, please browse for these 2 things, and then you decide whether they are useful or not. Now let us go to some practice. The practice is just 5-10 minutes. We will be here, and then it will be over. First of all, an introduction. How do we begin? How do we get started? Getting started. In today's session, I'm speaking only on getting started. I'm really not taking you to the depth of the topic. How to get started. So, communication begins with greetings. Yes. When a question is asked, hello, the answer comes, hello sir. How are you? Answer is, I'm fine. Only single word every time. I'm fine. I'm fine, thank you. This is full. But one can say I'm great, I'm excellent, I'm happy and peaceful. I'm just doing right. Another answer is not bad. वाईट चाललं नाही माझं, छान चाललं. असा मूड असेल तर, असा मूड असेल तुमचा की बरं चाललंय बुवा, त्यावेळेस बोला की नॉट बॅड. तुम्ही जर त्यावेळेस म्हणाल की फाईन, म्हणजे छान चाललंय माझं, आणि तुम्हाला म्हणायचं बरं चाललंय माझं, म्हणजे आपला इमोशन्स म्हणतायत की बरं चाललंय आणि भाषा म्हणते की छान चाललंय. एक इकडे चाललंय एक इकडे चाललंय. सो भाषा ही ट्रूथफुल असली पाहिजे. आपल्या भावना तेवढ्याच प्रामाणिकपणे तिला सांगता आल्या पाहिजे. म्हणजे आपल्याला जास्त अल्टरनेटिव्ह. वी शुड हॅव अल्टरनेटिव्ह. आय एम फाईन, थँक्यू. दिस इज व्हेरी लिमिटेड अल्टरनेटिव्ह. एकच अल्टरनेटिव्ह आहे. दररोज एकच भाजी तीच खायची. कशी तब्येत बनली? सो टेक केअर. की थिंक अबाउट द अदर पॉसिबिलिटीज. There are many possibilities even in greeting. Likewise, it applies to all the things done. There are many possibilities. इतकं वाचा की तुमचं इमॅजिनेशन वाईड झालं पाहिजे. शिक्षणामधून मी म्हणेन की इमॅजिनेशन वाईड होणं खूप महत्त्वाचं आहे. मला किती माहिती आठवते इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टंट. माझं इमॅजिनेशन किती वाईड आहे. मला फटक्यात किती गोष्टींचा विचार करता येऊ शकतो. किती अल्टरनेटिव्ह माझ्या डोक्यात येऊ शकतात फास्ट. यू शुड वर्क फॉर दॅट. हे मी म्हणेन की खूप राईट सेशन आहे, राईट एज आहे आणि राईट डिस्कशन आहे. की थिंक अबाउट वायडनिंग युअर इमॅजिनेशन. विदाउट रीडिंग, विदाउट स्पीकिंग, विदाउट इंटरॅक्टिंग, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हॅपन. यू हॅव टू डू विथ द लँग्वेज. I'm not saying learn the language, do with the language. Doing with language is interesting. Yes, आता याला मराठीत नाही करताना how to do with the language. Doing with language is an interesting thing. So do with the language, play with the language. Language is so essential. Look at it compassionately. Look at it lovingly. Love that language. So this is about introduction. Now I extend this part. I give my introduction. Likewise, you will give your introduction. Hello everyone. I am Anil. I am 44 years. I am a postgraduate in English language and literature. I am working in MJ College, Jalgaon, Maharashtra. I love reading books. I love teaching language and literature. I even love writing stories. My future plan is to write more stories and to develop a handy model of communication. That's all about me. Could you please introduce yourself? Now I chart down the headings which I used. Name, age, your designation, your student. My designation is I'm teacher, your student. Name, age, designation, hobby, future plan. 5 points are there. आता 5 पॉईंट मी बोलतो. याच्या आधी जर आपल्याला कोणी मी लहान असेल मला जे विचारलं असेल की बाळा तुझं ओळख करून दे, मी एवढंच म्हटलं असतं अनिल क्षीरसागर आणि अजून बापाचं नाव लावून पूर्ण बोलत होतो. बस तर तेवढंच बोलतो आपण. मग त्या समोरच्याला अजून विचारावं लागतं, अजून खोदावं लागतं, तेव्हा आपण बोलतो. आता 5 पॉईंट तुमच्या समोर आहेत. एक करा. बरं ओरलच घेऊया, पेपर राहून. हू वॉन्ट्स टू इंट्रोड्यूस हिमसेल्फ हरसेल्फ? 3-4 people. नेम, एज, डेझिग्नेशन, हॉबी, फ्युचर प्लॅन. आणि जे आहे ते सांग. खरं करा. फ्युचर प्लॅन पण खरा करा. म्हणजे विचार करायची गरज नाही पडत. खरं बोललं की जास्त विचार नाही करत. नेम, एज, डेझिग्नेशन, हॉबी, फ्युचर प्लॅन. नाही एज त्यांचं राहणार. येस, कम ऑन. 3-4 people. अदरवाइज मग दुसरी ऍक्टिव्हिटी आपल्याकडे कंपल्शन करा. बरं मी त्याला पॉइंट आउट करेल, त्याला काय अडचण? कंपल्शन बरं असतं. कसं असतं मला सांगण्यात आलं म्हणून मी केलं, पण तसं झालं तसं झालं. येस, यू डू.
I am 17 years old. I study in Swami Vivekananda Junior College, 11th Commerce, and my future plan is I want to get a job in PA for government projects. And my hobby is to sing and dance.
Wonderful. Name, age, designation, hobby, future plan. Yes. Second, from amongst boys. मागे घेऊ दे. हां. Yes. Yes.
My name is Kishan.
Loud.
Good evening. My name is Kishan Anil, studying in Vivekananda College. My designation is to become a billionaire. My hobby is in playing cricket or become a chess player for an international level.
Fine. Beautiful. Yes, one more. एकच फक्त आता तो इच्छा नाही पाहिजे. कंपल्शन. Yes.
Hello everyone, myself